Hi everyone, today we are going to make a macrame coaster. For this you're going to need one 5-foot length of cord and 10 1-foot length of cord. If you want to make a dinner mat to go along with the coaster, you will need one 10-foot piece of cord and 10 5-foot pieces of cord. For the purposes of this video we are just going to make the coaster, but the same tutorial will apply for the dinner mat. The only knots you're going to need here is your lark's head knot or your cow hitch knot and your regular hitch knot. These are all in the knots video, but if you need a quick refresher there will be one in this video. Take your 5-foot length of cord and make a circle at one end of it, making sure some of it overlaps, just like you can see here. You are then going to separate out your 10 bits of cord. So for your first knots, all you're going to need is 5 bits, so separate them into 2 groups of 5. Once you've got your 5, you're going to use your lark's head knot to cast on to your circle that you've made. To do this, you're going to split it in half, as you can see here. You are then going to put this through the circle, just like you can see, making sure to do it over the bits that are overlapping each other. You're then going to take the tails and pull them through the loop that you've made, and then tighten that up and it should look like this. You're then going to continue that with all the other ones. So again, that is taking your cord and splitting it in half. Once it is halved, take the looped end, put it through the circle, making sure it is over the part that is overlapping, reach through the loop and bring forward the 2 tails. Make sure to keep it all nice and tight and make sure they all face the same direction, and it will look like this. Do this to all 5 and I'll meet you back once that's done. Once you're done, it'll look like this. You are then going to take your shortest tail from the circle that you made with your 5-foot length of cord and you're going to pull it. Once you've done that, it'll start to make the knots come together in a circle fashion. Make sure this is nice and tight, so continue to pull round until each end is touching. Just like you can see here. Once you've done this, you can cut away the tail end that you've just pulled. This gets that out the way and it means you don't confuse it with the other cords that we're using. So take your scissors and remove that. Then take your 5-foot length of cord. This is going to be called the holding cord. Using the holding cord, you're going to take it over the first bit of cord that you come to from the 5. Taking that over the top, you're then going to do your hitch knot by taking your shortest bit of cord, putting it over the holding cord, and then bringing it through the loop that it made and back round. If you did the wall hanging video, this is the one that we did to neaten it all up and tie it off at the end. So again, taking your holding cord, putting it over the top of the cord next to it, And then taking that cord that you've just put it over the top of, you're going to make that into the 4 shape over the top of the holding cord, and then bring it through the loop that it just made. You're going to do this all the way around using all the cords. As you're going along, you're going to find that there's some gaps in reaching the next cord. If it feels like it's slightly too far to reach over with the holding cord, you're going to take one of your spare cords that you cut from the 10, and you're going to do a lark's head knot. Once you have attached your lark's head knot to the holding cord, you can move that up and tighten it off. This fills the gap that you've made and gives you extra cords to work from as you go along so that it doesn't happen in that gap again. However, as you go along, you will find different gaps, so it's up to your own judgment to how many you need to add and when. This will be different for each person, but just see if the holding cord feels like it can reach to the other cord next to it without straining. If it can, or if it doesn't look right, then just add another bit of cord using your lark's head knot all the way along. As you can see at this part, I have a big gap. So from here, I'm going to add on a bunch of lark's head knots to the holding cord. For this gap, I decided that I needed 2 lark's head knots added on to fill the gap. You're going to continue this method all the way around until you're happy with the size of your coaster. Once you've finished and you're happy with the size, or you've run out of cord, you can take the most recent cord that you've just used over the holding cord and do a couple more knots with it. So that's creating the 4 shape again and bringing it through the loop. I like to do this a couple of more times just to tie it off. Once your coaster is tied off and feels secure, you can then cut the cords, just like I have done. Now, once you've done this, your coaster will look a little bit crazy. All you need to do is fray out these leftover cords. So, unraveling them, and then if you have a comb, you can comb through it or just using your nails. Once you've made it nice and fluffy, you can trim around it and it will make it look a lot nicer. But continue around this and it will take a bit of patience to get it. Once you've fluffed them out and cut them, it should look like this. This will also fill the little gap that's left over from tying it off. If you want to make it any bigger to make your dinner mat or just for different sizes of coasters, follow the instructions at the beginning and alter the size of the original cords, making them bigger. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that it's been easy enough to follow, and thank you for watching.